Hello, everybody. My name is Edward S. Redcar, and I'm the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. And today I have the awesome pleasure of speaking with Ladon Whitmire of TSLW Productions, LLC, out of Atlanta, Georgia. She is a writer, a director, a producer, an executive producer, and a lot of other things, which we'll be getting into today. So, Ladon, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Such a pleasure being here. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for graciously accepting my invitation to
Of
be on my
course.
show.
Of course.
And I know we're going to have a lot of fun today because all of my guests always have a lot of fun on my
Of
show. I
course.
have fun speaking with all of you that are my guests and distributing this to my audience, and I know you are too. So what I usually do when I start my show is I like to uh, kind of ask about like the background of each of my guests. So my first question to you is you list on your Facebook page that you attended Harvard University and
Oh,
Oglethorpe University.
yes. Mhm.
And I was just wondering, how did you become interested in filmmaking, writing, and everything else you do? And did you attend both of those universities for filmmaking?
No, it's so funny. To this day, my parents are like, oh, all that money we wasted. But it's not a waste. So yes, I went to Harvard and I studied French literature. And then I started Oglethorpe and I started my MBA there and I didn't finish. I dropped out my MBA. It was so boring. So I didn't finish my MBA. But film, it was interesting because I was in fashion for a long time in New York City and here in the South, but mainly New York City. So I met so many different stars in LA and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. And I met some directors and I'm like, I can do this. I love to write. Why don't I just start? But no, I don't really have a background in directing. I learned. I was invited to many different sets and I just learned from the director and little by little. And I was very quiet on the set. I was a good listener. So. Mhm.
It's like being on a set for the first time. It's sort of like the learning experience, right? It's like you're like a sponge and you're trying to absorb everything
Absolutely.
that's happening around you, right? Something like
Mhm.
that.
As my dad would say, God has given you two ears and one mouth. So, but I love to talk, as you know, Edward. But yeah, but I
Yeah.
was I just
Yeah.
learned.
Yeah. You were saying that you went to college like for literature. So really, that really came in handy in your pursuit of filmmaking because not only you're a filmmaker, but like a screenwriter. So
Yes,
that came in handy for that too, right? For
very,
screenwriting.
yeah. And it was funny because I did drama in Harvard, and it was the girl that I had the competition, I guess you can say, in French. She came from Brown University. So it was really cute to see, to exchange our lines, and it was all in French. It was really cool. So I guess you can say I had a little bit of theater in me. And I always liked to act too, but of course I took some acting classes a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
it kind of went around the circle in a way,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Well, yeah, you got your background in acting and writing from those two universities. So, like a lot of us that are in the entertainment industry, performers and
Mhm.
whatnot, it's like in your early years,
Yes.
you might be involved in doing things that are maybe not even remotely related to like
Oh yeah,
anything in the film industry, theater.
absolutely.
But then those tools that you have come into play and are valuable later on, right? I mean,
Oh, yes,
you
it
can
comes
draw
right
from them.
back.
Yeah,
It's very weird. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah. So,
Hmm.
well, that that leads to my next question. I'm glad that you pointed out um, your acting in college uh, with
And
the.
in high school too.
Oh,
Yeah. I
that's what I
forgot
was
about
just
high
going.
school.
That's
Yeah,
right.
in high school.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask you if you were ever involved in acting. So you did it both in high school and in college then.
Yeah, it's funny in high school. Actually, I went to school with Julia Roberts.
Oh,
She
really?
was a year older than me,
Oh,
and we
okay.
had what did we have? I think we had PE classes together or something.
Okay.
But yeah, but my favorite teacher was my drama teacher. And I guess it is weird, Edward, because it kind of went around in big. So I came back to this, and doing this. This is my path, which I love to do. I love meeting different people.
Yeah, yeah,
And yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, like when you were in high school, uh, I was it like straight drama or was it like musicals or like a combination of both?
No, it was more like it. God, it's been so long. It was not musical. I don't remember what it was, but all I can remember that was it was a lot of fun doing them. Yeah, it wasn't musical though. No, no. But you know what's so weird is that I like to be in the theater, and which we were just kind of, I love to do write and I mean, as you know, all I do is write movies, but I want to do something like a play.
Uh-huh.
That's what I like to
Uh-huh.
do. If
Oh,
maybe,
so
actually
uh,
we were talking about it, so maybe that's
that's right. That's right.
I
So,
know that was kind of weird eyes on my head. So I really want to do that. Yeah. So high school was a lot of fun. I had a group of people that really loved drama. Yeah. But
mhm.
and I did really well too. I've just, I don't even remember high school now. You just kind of brought it up. I'm like, yeah, I did that. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. So they had like a regular drama club that you could join, right? At
Yes,
high
yes.
school.
That
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
long time
yeah,
ago. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So, but like besides that, like besides your high school performing and college performing, um,
Yes.
where you grew up, in the Atlanta area, was it you grew up? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah.
Atlanta area.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah,
Yeah, I was
yeah.
just wondering, like in that area that you grew up, did they have any local community volunteer theater groups that people could join?
You mean at this age or like high
Oh
school?
no, well, like any age, like say
Yeah,
that,
there
yeah,
is. I've been so cocooned in just making films, writing.
yeah.
I write my script within 4 days.
Wow, wow,
Oh
that's
yeah,
amazing.
I thank you so very much.
That's
I love
amazing.
it. I love it. When I see, that's the thing to me. When I have a goal, I just put it down and I work on it. It's not like, oh, it's work. I don't want to do this. No, it's my passion to finish it. It's
Uh-huh.
not like one of those things that I'm just in anything that I do in life. I mean, if you have a goal, you got to reach it and just cross it, and be done with it.
That's
Check
right.
mark. Yeah, and a lot of people are not on you. Well, a lot of people are not, but I have to say, going back, the motivation comes within you. It's not your husband, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. It just doesn't. The motivations comes within you. And but yeah, I mean, I love the just I love to see this script just running. The writing just goes through my head, and I see
Mhm.
exactly what's going on, and
Mhm.
I see everything.
Wow,
The
that's great.
the
Like while you're writing, you actually have like a film in front of you that you can write
absolutely,
about.
absolutely.
Wow,
Oh yeah.
that's an
I mean, I love it. I see it and I love it. I
but
know
yeah,
exactly it's
Wow.
Yeah, and in
Yeah.
my genre, the movies that I make are pretty much they're drama, suspense thrillers. Like it's a very clean movie. I mean, there's no kissing scene, sex. There's no. It might be boring for some people, but it's like a puzzle. To
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
it's using your knowledge,
yeah.
using your brain. I mean, it's not like shoot, shoot, kill, kill,
Right, right,
sex, sex,
right.
sex. No, it's not like that. It's a very, and so it's more like my movies are more like uh Alfred Hitchcock. I love Alfred Hitchcock.
Uh-huh.
So it's very clean, and I loved his music, the movies. My best movie though was Vertigo. I like Vertigo. I'm not too keen about. I mean, Psycho is great, but Psycho, everybody knows about Psycho.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I always liked it.
yeah. So that's amazing. So like when you're writing for your film and you're
Yes,
seeing all of this happening before you in your mind,
absolutely.
it's like you're really watching the film before it's released, right?
That's very cool. Yes,
You're like
absolutely.
you're like the only one in the audience that's getting the premiere right before it's released to
That's very cool. Yeah. I'm getting the
the
premiere. Yes, that's a very bravo.
yeah,
Yes, I do. It's my premiere. And
yeah.
and I get my inspirations when I'm walking. And I'm walking. I mean, I don't listen to music when I'm walking. When I'm walking, I know exactly how to start it, where I'm gonna be, what part of the movie is going to be black and white, and
Wow.
going back to the yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. So you were talking about being a fan of Alfred Hitchcock.
Mhm.
If my memory served me right, wasn't it like almost every, was it him or was it Orson Welles that appeared in their own film? Like maybe for,
It was after his,
yeah,
yeah, it was his talk.
yeah.
Yeah,
He appeared some way,
every,
maybe for a split second or
oh
maybe
yeah, uh-huh,
crossing in the
uh-huh.
background and
Going to the bus,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. So,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
so do you think you'd want to do that in any of your future movies?
That's cool, Joe. I thought about
Like
it.
a cameo appearance of Ladon Whitmire in the
That's
background
cool.
walking.
Yeah, that would be. I don't think anybody has anybody done that now. I mean, I don't think they have. That would be cool. That would be a good, cool signature. To have
Yeah,
something like
it's like Ladon's next movie, whatever it is, starring Ladon Whitmire, and then everybody else after that, but starring
yeah,
Ladon Whitmire,
I
right?
know that's really cool. I'm gonna like, yeah, I think that yeah, yes, it's a very good point you made. It's true that he does show in every cameo, in
Yeah, yeah,
every
yeah.
yeah, in every of his movies. It's amazing. He was amazing. I mean,
He
I mean,
was.
I don't want to get to his personal life. He was a very messed up person, but I don't want to get into that. That's
No,
his,
no, no, no.
but he's a very creative art. Well, was an amazing, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
creator. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, yeah, before I was mentioning when I first introduced you, your company, TSL Productions. So, your production company is 8 years old, and
Yes.
um, I always wondered, how did you decide on that name, TSLW? Uh,
Sure.
and how, once you decided on the name, what made you decide to operate your company in Atlanta, Georgia, where you're based?
Okay. Very good question. TSLW is the name of my father and my son. I have a 16-year-old. And I'm trying to make him go to Harvard. It's not going to work. So I took him to my dorm, and he's like, I hate this place. I'm like, okay. So, but so T is Thomas,
Okay.
S is Cyrus, my dad.
Oh,
Hmm. And my dad was an attorney, and he wanted me to be an attorney, and it didn't happen, unfortunately. No. Oh,
okay.
that is a WTSL. That's Lee. That's Lee. I apologize. Lee is my father-in-law's name and one of Thomas's middle name.
Oh,
It's Thomas Cyrus Lee Whitmire, and W is for Whitmire.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's
Thank
like
you so
it's
much.
yeah, so it's like you brought the whole family into the name. That's
Pretty much,
yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It is cool. And in Atlanta was I know is LLC, and the I just because I started here. It was just easier. If it was up to me, I would live in San Diego because it's so hot here and humid. But um, but I love it's just easier living here,
Yeah.
and we have the best airport here. So I travel a lot.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So it's just
Okay.
easier.
Yeah.
And my family's
Yeah,
here.
that reminds me, talking about an airport, just
Mhm,
kind of a sidebar to this.
mhm.
Years and years ago, my father, he was a World War II vet, and
Wow.
he actually did some of he was in the army, and he was placed in the motor pool, vehicle repair. And one
Wow.
of the places that he was stationed back in the 40s, I think it was called something like Atlanta Motor Base. It was like a great big military installation in Atlanta back then for the
Mhm,
military, where they trained them to work
mhm.
on like army trucks and those amphibious vehicles, like they used to
Yeah.
call them ducks. They
Mhm.
taught them all about motor repair and everything. So I don't know. You said Atlanta, and that brought that
Mm,
up to me. So I was just wondering if
wow.
you ever heard anything about the history of that old air
Wow.
for the army. That's all. So
Wow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And
It
I
was based here in at was it
Atlanta,
oh
Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, and he said the same thing. He always told me the same thing that you told me. He says, "Man, in the day was it hot down there?" He says.
it's hot and it's extremely humid.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So definitely, if you ever wanted to move to San Diego, you'd certainly welcome the ocean breeze, or you're
oh
close
yeah.
enough
I
to
mean,
the
I go
ocean,
to
right?
I'm there all the time. I'm saying to you, I'm there all the time. I mean,
Uh-huh.
I'm there Thanksgiving in La Jolla. So
Oh, okay.
it's a beautiful place, very magical. Unfortunately, with the COVID, I haven't been, but I'm going November, Thanksgiving. I'll be there for a while. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, I just love San Diego. There's really, I mean, it's weird, but for me, fun is writing.
Hmm.
I know. I mean, I'm not a couch potato, but or a cocoon in the house, but
Yeah.
I mean, I like to see things, but at the same time, I feel like I can create it in my head. If I want a forest, I go to a forest. If I want to go to New York City in the middle of San Diego, I can go to New York City in my head. Does that make sense? If I want to
Oh,
go
yeah.
anywhere, I
Oh,
just
yeah.
write. I don't have to be so.
Yeah.
If
So,
I.
yeah. So, whatever setting you want your films to be, you can just envision it in your mind, and so
Yes,
then then it's almost like the story writes itself, right? It's like
yes,
you can picture it in your mind, and in your
of
mind you can
course.
walk around the city, right? Go up this
That's
way,
right.
go
I
up
don't
this
have to
way.
go anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That
It
would save a
sounds
lot of
really
money.
strange. They're like,
That,
what a weird woman. Yeah, no, but I don't have to. I mean, I've been in so many different places. I guess I just love I just love my terrace, and I see the trees, and I'm not an outdoorsy person. I'm not like Thomas is. Thomas, he just got back from Jackson Hole. I
oh,
mean,
wow.
no, I've been there. I'm sorry, but it's very cool. But one time is enough. But he goes there all the time. But how
Yeah.
many bisons can you see? It's like, look at this bison. I'm like,
They,
it's the same one we saw. You
they
know,
all look the same, right? Every
yeah,
bison
for
looks the
me,
same.
but not
So
for him. He's like, no, he looks. I'm like, no, he doesn't. But
So in other words, if you went there and the park had a management plan where they'd only have one bison in the whole field instead of like a whole group of bison, whatever you call a group of bison, that would be good, right? It's like good, one and done, right?
No, not no. I mean, he's been traveling the entire summer, so
Oh, wow.
been going to different Wyoming, Nebraska.
Wow, that
Yeah,
is so cool. That is so
yeah, but
cool.
not me though. I know I don't go. No,
Okay.
I like the water, but as I said, I can go and enjoy what it is, but I'm usually in my room.
Right, right.
I know it sounds so boring because my friends are like, "Are you ever gonna come out?" I'm like, "Well, I'm in the middle of writing this." So,
Well, I mean, you got to let your passion and your talent come out. So, I feel the same way. Like with
oh,
acting,
absolutely.
yeah, with acting or anything, it's like sometimes you plan it, but other times it just comes on the spur of the moment. So it's like you just got to do it, right? I mean, it's there, and you got to let it out, right?
Let it out.
That's
Yes, that's
right.
a very
That's
good
right.
point.
Yeah. That's
Right.
right. Yeah.
Hmm.
So you've let it out a lot of times with all of the films that you've made. Let's see some of your previous
Wait,
films. Uh,
Waste was the first movie that I did,
uh-huh,
and that was a true story.
uh-huh.
But I sometimes change the ending of the movie. I mean, actually, this was a beautiful movie that I did. It was very beautiful. And I don't really get into it was actually a good friend of mine that took his life.
Oh,
But
yeah, I'm sorry to
yeah,
hear
but it
that.
was I kind of grew up with him. Yeah, but he was so intelligent. But it was about a movie about it was a very crazy love story. It was very weird. But that was my first movie, Waste, and then little by little, I think the second movie was, oh, I don't remember what the second movie. I think that it was Alexander. Alexander did really well. Alexander was a great movie. It happened in Louvre in France. Um, but so is my movies. I always try to have a I don't know if you've ever seen Alexander, but that's a very strange movie. The ending of the movie is very strange. So all my movies are like that.
Mm-hmm.
And but the first movie that I did Waste, it had a very good ending. I
Uh-huh.
didn't kill the person I did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want the ending to be like that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
So, like any of these movies that you made and distributed and everything, uh, like in the future, I know before we started the interview here, we were talking about the Cannes Film Festival that we both attended this year, but we didn't know we each of us were there
no,
until
I wish
until
I knew. Yeah.
until after the fact when we seen
I
each
know.
other's
I was like, oh
Instagram
my
posts.
God, he was
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You probably missed each other or something.
Well, there's so many
Oh,
people
too many
there that
people.
it's like what are the chances of running into coming across somebody that
Yeah,
that's there,
there's a
but
lot of people.
like with all these films, do you plan um say one day to enter say one of your film or films into the Cannes Film Festival?
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
okay.
Actually, we're trying to do the movie Believe Me is not out yet. That's still being well, we're kind of finishing up the editing, but that's a suspense. It's a very good movie, and I'm hoping to put that in several festivals and also the Sundance Festival. So
Oh,
we're
okay,
hoping to put
okay,
yeah.
okay.
So Believe Me, and then also Enchantress 2 that we're working on, hopefully soon. That is a sequel of the first one, Enchantress, that pretty much all the movies are on Prime, Amazon Prime, and on Tubi TV. So,
Okay, okay.
oh yeah, yeah.
So at the Cannes Film Festival, kind of tell all of us what your experience was like
Oh,
there this
that
year,
was interesting.
and the second part of the question, I know the answer because we chatted
Sure.
before we
That's
started here. But was this your first time attending the Cannes
yeah.
Film Festival?
Yes, I went with my executive producer there in Cannes, and I was meeting a friend there. and she's been, I'm not going to name her name, but she's been there. We know who she is, but she's been there for 20 years. And from my experience, it was amazing. But your experience is better than my experience, because I had meetings throughout the entire, because we're trying to get a movie that I'm working with a friend of mine that I was meeting there, and it's called Red River, and I don't want to
Okay.
get into it, but yeah, so that we were interviewing actors there,
Okay.
so A-listers, so we can have it. But I mean, it was fun, but the eating was fun, but it was all like meetings, so it was a
Oh, I
bit
know it.
boring.
Everywhere, it seemed like every single minute on the schedule was scheduled for like either a meeting or a workshop or a
Oh, I
screen.
know
It's
for
like
you too.
it
Yeah.
was constant, right? It was like go, go, go nonstop,
Yeah,
right?
you can, because you have such a short time,
Really?
and
Yeah,
you
yeah.
really have to um keep all of it. I mean, and the time difference. Oh,
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, that, and I think the plane ride killed me. The 9.5. I thought I was going to die. The 9.5 hours,
Oh
and
yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
we couldn't get first class, so we ended up getting, what's after first class? Comfort.
Premium economy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and that was so uncomfortable. I'm like,
that's what I took. Premium economy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
what's the difference between it? I was like, okay, I mean, you can't even go back.
The price.
It is the
Yeah,
price
yeah.
is worth. And I couldn't even move I mean, you can move a little bit, but then you saw the first class people.
Oh
And,
yeah,
and I was, I could touch them, and they had like long, like a bed,
yeah,
and they
right.
had like champagne coming to them. It was so bad, because they say you're not supposed to have coffee in the plane,
Yeah.
because it's so bad, the water.
Oh
But I love
yes.
coffee. So, and I told the girl, I said, my stewardess, and I said, I don't usually use these creamers, and I'm not trying to be a snob. And she's like, they just kind of had she became my friend. After 9.5 hours, she's like, hold on, because the real cream is in first class. And I said, what? I just first class, you
Did,
know? But
did she say to you, "I'll get you some soon"? Oh, did she
yeah,
say
she
that?
said,
Oh wow. Oh,
but
you're all set there. Just the next time you fly over there, just
I,
remember to get the same flight with the same
I know,
part,
yeah,
you
right.
know?
But let's see the difference. $10,000
Oh
for
yeah.
the first
Oh
class.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you must be joking now.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Oh,
yeah. No, that's
but
and I don't know about you, but when I first went over there, when I arrived, um, it was strange. The jet lag didn't hit me, when I arrived
oh,
at the airport, but it was only after, like I was there like a couple weeks. It was only after a
oh
week
no.
a week after I got back
What?
home. Bam! I mean, full force, like a left, like a right and a left hook. It was like delayed for like 3 weeks. It waited a week until after I got home, and it's like, oh man, I said, I'm glad I didn't have this feeling when I got there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to go anywhere outside the room. So, yeah, I don't know how it affected you, but it
No,
affected me on the tail end.
me and my person, we slept because I have I made myself like, you got to go to sleep, but it was so awful. So I slept, and I woke up. You see, but before that, I went to Paris with my sister. Now that's crazy. I went to Paris 2 weeks, then I went to Cannes. So Paris was only 8.5 hours, and in France, south of France is 9.5
Oh
hours.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I tried to learn what my sister said. This is her second or third time going to Paris. So, but this time was like, you got to go to sleep, Ladon. I'm the little sister, so she's like, go to sleep. So I learned that going to can. It had to be go to sleep, Ladon, it's gonna be bad. So I
Yeah,
did that. So it wasn't bad,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I was sluggish.
Oh yeah, well you are. I mean, it is
Yeah.
kind of slow starting when you get there. And,
Yes.
I did the same thing. Like on the plane, I tried to get as much sleep as I could, so maybe that kind of helped. When I got there. So yeah,
Yes, yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
The perils of international travel, right? The perils of international
Oh,
travel. Yeah, yeah,
it's too much.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So all those films that you have been working on, and the ones that are in the um, in the process.
Amazon and
Yeah,
TBT.
yeah. You have, let's
I
see,
think there's
besides the ones that
9.
you talked about, you have
Pet
Perth, Alexander, uh,
presenter,
Chrysander, and now you said that that you finished
Enchantress,
filming
Enchantress
Enchantress
2.
One, and I
And
noticed that those other films are on your IMDb show reels. Enchantress One is also,
how to get away with murder,
yeah.
but how to get away with murder was my designs were in there.
Oh, okay.
So yes, and then you have Red River, and there's another movie with Depardieu.
Oh,
Depardieu
okay.
is Depardieu is the one, is a cheval, is the one that the name of the movie was Iron Man, I think in the 90s, early
Oh, I
90s.
remember that.
Depardieu,
Yes, yes, yes.
that's Velvet Gentleman.
Okay.
And that you're gonna be, that's another movie. Yeah. I mean, there's so many movies, I
Yeah.
don't know which one I'm going. I'm going this
Did,
way or I'm going that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did he also play? It was another movie in the 90s. In fact, it was 1992. It was the 500th anniversary of Columbus sailing to America.
Oh yes, yes, it
Was,
was. You're
was he
right.
in
Yes,
that?
yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
wow. Because I remember talking with you some time ago that I was visiting Kingston, New York, in the Mid-Hudson
Yes, yes,
region,
yes, yes,
and in
yes, yes.
1992 they had the replica of the ship, the Nina, docked in the Kingston harbor, and I actually got to go on a tour of it and take photos of it, and it was taken at that time. It was taking a tour of like the Eastern Seaboard, and Kingston, New York, was one of the stops, along the Hudson River. So yeah, oh, I remember that movie very well. Yeah, it's an
Mhm.
awesome movie, and he's an awesome actor. Yeah, yeah.
We're all getting old. He's much older now, but yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, right. We're all getting old. I know.
uh,
Yeah.
yeah, and well, you mentioned your Enchantress One, and now
Yes,
you're,
Enchantress 2.
yeah, that which you're filming right now, right? Enchant.
Uh, well, we are doing Kickstarter for that as
Oh,
of
okay.
today.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And
okay.
Enchantress 2, not naming, we can name one person that it was just Jack McAvoy. He was at Vikings. It was a hit show in Netflix. He
Okay,
will
okay,
be is a great person. He's kind of be coming from. He's right now filming in Poland, but he
okay.
will be here from London. But the other star, I can't really name his name. He's a pretty. They're both great. So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but yeah, but I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
name it yet.
So now you have Enchantress One all done, and then you're distributing it. In the process of Enchantress Two. So is this going to be, say, like a series? Do you think there'll be an Enchantress 3,
Maybe.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6, or whatever?
Sure. That'd be very cool. Yeah. Mhm.
So it would sort of be like sequel after sequel.
Yeah. The first one was amazing. I love the first one. And it's about, I mean, I don't want to bore you, but it's
Oh,
about,
you're not boring me.
you're so awesome.
You're
It's
not boring
about,
you're not boring any of them either. I mean, go ahead. Yeah.
yeah, it's a really cool movie. You can find it from Amazon, but Tubi is free. So if you want to watch it on Tubi TV, it's called Enchantress. Uh, it's about a gentleman that was driving on the bridge. You can see it. I mean, so it's distributed. So he was driving. He was in an accident. They were at the lake, and the car turned. The other car turned, and he flipped and went to the lake. Unfortunately, the person in the car died.
Oh,
So at that point, the gentleman in the car was so depressed, and the reason he was depressed, he was texting. Oh, am I for some reason I think my phone is dying. I don't know
oh
why.
no, 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 we can hear you and see you. No,
Are you
you're fine.
okay? Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
perfectly
anyway,
fine.
it flips, and unfortunately, he has this really bad depression that's going on. So his friends, three of his good friends, take him to a cottage, and things are happening in the cottage, and this spirit,
Uh-huh.
trying to get his attention, like putting a knife on his back, bleeding, but nobody sees it. It's like, are you going crazy? It's like he gets up in the morning, it's like, oh my God, oh my God, what's going on? And everybody gets up and they're like, what's wrong with you? There's nobody around. It's like, look at the house, a mess. Because it's like this things that's going around, like dark shadow and all that. So I said, I'm really summing it up. So at the end, he's sitting down with all his friends, but a lot of things are happening in the house that you don't know. But should I give you the ending of the movie? You're going to watch it.
Oh,
I can
I,
if you want me
I,
to.
I don't want to be given a spoiler. I don't want to be the spoiler here. I don't know anything about it, and I'm safe to assume that nobody else or a lot of people haven't seen the ending. So
It's really cool.
we'll keep it on the QT.
Yeah. So, but if you want to, what I can tell you, but at the end, they're all sitting and they're sitting in their living room, and he's discussing why he's been so depressed.
Oh, okay.
And then it comes out why he's depressed. It's a really weird movie.
Okay.
Do you want me to
Well,
tell you?
that's just enough of a teaser to keep our
Yes. I'll leave
curiosity.
it as that.
Okay, okay. Leave it at
It's
that.
a really good movie. It's
That's
just
right.
like, what?
That's
Yeah.
right. Everybody out there, watch the movie to make sure that you know how it ends. Ladon was kind enough and gracious enough to kind of whet our appetite. So it's all of your jobs to
Yes.
finish the job and
Yes.
watch the movie and find out how it all comes out. So I
It's
guess
an
it's
hour long.
yeah,
So.
I guess it's safe to assume that. So yeah. So your newest film, Believe Me, which you've been talking about in
Yeah.
pre-production, uh, are you at liberty to tell us who stars in it to kind of whet our appetites with that?
This particular movie was done by all the actors in Atlanta, Georgia, in Atlanta.
Okay. Oh, that's
So, and
cool.
to me, they're all stars, but
Mhm.
they haven't really been like Jack Michael. They're not big ticket sellers, like
Yeah,
Jack
yeah,
or Daniel Baldwin.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
Daniel Baldwin was in three of our movies. So was Jack Mickelwood. But this one is a beautiful movie. Is about a crush of a boy having a crush, and he's gonna be going to college, but he has a crush on the girl across the street, and the crush and then the loss, loving and loss is, but the ending, the actors, and I guess I like accents, but there was a car wreck and something happens. It's a really cool movie. That's it. But you have to wait and watch it. It's really cool. It's a suspense thriller. So
Well, just that's just enough to pique everybody's curiosity. So yeah, it sounds like an awesome movie, and yeah, I can't wait to until it comes out to
yes,
watch
we
it
have
either. You
to.
know.
Yeah, we got to enter it to festivals first, and yeah,
Oh,
distribute.
definitely, definitely, yeah. Well, yeah, you've mentioned that You've worked with a lot of well-known talent, Eric Roberts, Daniel Baldwin, Jack McAvoy, Morgan Freeman, John Travolta,
John
Alicia
Travolta,
Witt, Judd Nelson, Michael Madsen,
Viola,
yeah, William
um,
Baldwin, yeah, Viola Davis, J-Lo. That's really
yeah,
impressive.
that
Yeah.
was from far. There was a,
Oh,
yeah, it was from, yeah,
okay.
interesting people. You know a lot about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Excuse
So,
me.
like with all of those well-known talented names, uh, can you kind of tell us a little bit how it was or how it has been to work with those awesome, talented actors? I
I
mean,
can't
it
stop
must
this
have been, it
cough.
must have been awesome.
Yes, I mean, very talented, very together. They're very much ready when they're on the set, which I can't say much about a lot of actors. I'm sorry. But a lot of actors, they want to be said they're actors, but they're not. So do you see a difference? You know, I know Johnny, Johnny, when he was going through the Amber thing, he was always late 3 hours to his setting. I don't know. I never had that experience because he's so high up there. But
Yeah, yeah.
I never dealt with that. Excuse me. I don't know why I have a cough.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
I'll,
Allergy, big
I'll
time.
have a glass for you too. I'll help you at
Oh,
home.
mm,
Uh,
you're making me laugh.
okay.
But you know, I never had that experience, but they were always on time. We had one particular person, not naming whom, he was reading his lines that day. Yeah,
Oh,
famous person.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but not, I have to say every one of them was good because I can't really say which, I mean, I don't know. They're all great. They were all great. But, you know, but I have to say something that the young actors, not by age, by their performance being young, they've never been on set or they can kind of get a little bit too big about who they are. And you got to keep your humbleness.
Yes.
Sometimes they forget. I'm like, who are you? Or, oh my God, I can't do that. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? So
Yeah.
it just, you know, just, or I don't go back if a person is too needy and it just needs, or hurt. Remember, if anything happens on the set, they're like, oh, I'm in pain. That's like a lawsuit. You know, I mean,
Right.
you
Right.
have to watch what you say. And that comes from immaturity
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because you can't say those things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. Um,
so I have met a lot of different kind of people.
mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
as I'm a casting director also. I have an agent, but I do all my casting.
Oh, that's great. Wow. That's an extra feather in your cap, a casting director besides writing and producing and directing and now I'm going to get you to make cameo appearances in your future films. That's a lot of
Because
you
I
know.
really believe if I have the time and I can see the person, that I can actually see the person in my script, I don't
Mm.
need a middle person because the agent doesn't
Oh,
know. So it's really important when I'm writing, I know exactly what color hair,
oh
what color
wow.
skin. Absolutely.
Wow.
Is the
So
person going to be cute, size 10, size 2, bubbly?
well,
Mhm.
so
And
you
I
don't
cast that way. Mhm.
so you don't even need to see headshots. You got the headshots right
No,
in your wow,
yes,
wow,
absolutely. I know exactly what I want.
wow.
And
And that's a good
sometimes,
I mean that's a good thing because it
yeah,
kind of speeds things along, right? It
absolutely.
like
Yeah,
makes the process like a lot
yeah,
shorter,
shorter.
maybe a lot less
You're not
tiring.
wasting time.
Yeah.
And also I'm in because I had agents because they send me, I'm like, who oh no, you know, and they don't listen, you know, and it's just easier. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
to do it yourself.
And probably something like that, like maybe some of the agents that you encounter. Would it be safe to say that they don't have the same vision, although you assume that they'd have the same, yeah,
Absolutely. You're
that
so
you do?
right. Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely don't have it. Now, if I can, have some girls are like, I want to get married to a tall, handsome. No, I'm not looking for that. Now, if I have a vision of a person and the person's a little bit darker hair, I'm like, okay, fine. Or I meet the guy, I'm like, oh, this is perfect.
right.
So, or so
Yeah,
if I'm
yeah.
in,
No, I mean, that's definitely a good extra talent to have, because yeah, it helps.
absolutely, it just makes it easier and faster.
It does, it
I'm
does.
a quick. I try to make movies every 6 months, but unfortunately, we had a little bit of a hiccup, if you know what I'm talking about. But yeah,
Yeah,
so as you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
that's why I couldn't. Maybe it was God's will that I did that. I don't know.
yeah,
Maybe there's
yeah.
a reason.
Well, sometimes I guess we can't see the reason behind
No,
something when it happens, but then like after the fact,
yeah,
when we're down the road, we can look back and say, "Oh, is that why it happened?" So yeah, like you said, it's probably all for the best.
yeah,
Anyway, that
yeah.
it all works out that way. Yeah. So. So
I think it
turning
is.
aside 180 degrees from your professional career, your directing, producing, everything that you do, I noticed on Facebook in some of your posts, especially one post that you posted a video earlier this year about your birthday. So happy belated birthday. I didn't know it was your
Thank you.
birthday back then, so
Oh,
happy
thank you.
belated. If I had streamers, I would blow the streamers and things like that. So, or I would sing happy birthday, but you don't want to hear me sing.
No,
So,
not you can see.
in that video, you were holding up like two or three different birthday cards that had pictures of cats on them that you received from one of
Yes.
your friends.
Uh-huh.
And
My
and
friend Delma. Yeah.
yeah, so in that post, you mentioned that you had two cats and that you
Mhm.
want a third cat. So uh, I thought it would be kind of interesting, if you don't mind, to tell us what your cats' names are, how
That's
old,
really cute.
yeah,
Yeah.
how old
Oh.
are they, and is there a third cat in your future?
Well, it's like my kids, they're so cute. The first one is TJ, it's a fluffy gray, it's half Persian. The second one it's called, his name is Latte. It was kind of given to me. Beautiful cat. And the third one, I have no idea. It's so funny. It's so sad. I always like cats better. I think they're so smart. I
Oh,
think
they
cats are
are.
so smart. Oh, they are. I mean, they're indoor cat, but lately they've been out. But they're home at 6 o'clock, and it's so cute. When I say TJ, he just runs to me. It's the
Uh-huh.
cutest thing. But Thomas, my son, used to do that. Now it's like, mommy, don't call my name. You know what I mean? It's like now it's like in school. It's like, oh God, there's my mom. Hi, Thomas. Can I just go away? But cats, you can do that. So,
So
but
that one's got an attitude, right? That other one's got an attitude.
latte or
Or
TJ, TJ.
the one that you just were talking about there.
No, they're both beautiful. They're both beautiful cats. I had them when they were like maybe 3 months old, and it's sad because once they get old, people want to get kittens. And
Yeah,
it's not that. I just feel bad because they're like, one of them, TJ is 7 years old, and the other one is 5 years old. Just getting old, just getting, I
yeah,
mean, they're not old yet, but you know what I mean? But
yeah.
I like all animals. We have a rhino, not in the backyard, but we have adopted a rhino in San Diego Zoo.
Oh,
So,
really? Wow.
yeah, there's 30 of us, and then but if you name him, it would have been more. So it's like, hi, Rhino, that's the name, Rhino. So we don't be named, but I love all animals and cats. I just think they're very independent.
Oh, they are. They
And
are.
and also I love dogs, but I travel and it's
Yeah.
harder.
Oh, yeah, dogs are definitely a lot more work than a cat.
And I
Definitely.
can,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Now,
it's too much. But I was raised with cats.
oh, okay. So you always had like cats at home, like one after another, like
I mean, I'm Persian, I'm Persian, so Persian cats, and no, I had one cat when I was little, but I guess I'm more used to cats and dogs.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah. So like dogs, what is it? Like for every 1 year of a dog, it's like 7 human years. So is that the same with cats? 7 years?
yeah, my TJ is 40 years old.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, he hasn't had a midlife crisis yet, and he's like 25 years away. So he's young enough, and he's like still 25 years away from Social Security, right? So he's a young. So,
That's right. He's so cute. He's the cutest little thing. I mean, he's just such a beautiful cat. They're all both of them, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I just love my cat. They're like the little kids. They're
oh
really cute.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, animals are an extension of the family. I mean, I think
I know it's my hairy child.
that.
And they're really good, like, I mean, because I work so much, it's just nice to see them. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
feed them, cuddle them, yeah.
I mean that's interesting that you just said I never thought of like of a pet, whether it's a dog or a cat at home. That's interesting. I never thought of them as a hairy child. Now that's going to be in my mind now
It is a
from now
hairy
on.
child.
Oh, yeah, yeah, hairy child. So yeah, no,
They a lot of hair.
I know it. I know it. I know we used to have a dog, and it used to be like a small black dog. It was a cross between or a mix between like a German Shepherd and a Labrador Retriever, and it was like a little short German Shepherd with the pointed ears, all black, with a
Oh,
white stripe down its chest and a spot on each of its hind paws. and uh,
what
and
beautiful dog.
it shed something, or she shed something awful. Like during the summer, there would be like these big tufts of gray hair that would come out, and it was okay if she was outside in the
Oh,
backyard, but in the house, oh, you'd have to get out
what's
the
that
vacuum.
Persian cat? I mean, I have a, yeah, Persian cat. I mean, I have a little, yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
They just
yeah,
have, you know,
yeah. But I
they
mean,
walk and there's like a ball. Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
I
good.
mean,
Yeah, but they're so cute.
I know, I know, I don't regret at all growing up, and having a pet at home. So yeah, a lot of good memories, and yeah,
It's hard. It's so,
well,
I mean, I don't even want to, yeah, it's
yeah,
really hard.
yeah. Well, like I said, they're a part of the family, even though they're
Oh, yeah.
they're a part of the family, and you
Yes.
treat them, like a part of the family. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean, did they eat? Are they going to eat? Let me give you a little piece of, I do.
that's
I
right,
used to.
right, right. Yeah. Let me cheat when nobody's looking. I'll take this table scrap
Oh,
off the
yeah.
table, and I'll,
Or I
okay,
cook for
come here,
them.
Yeah.
I cook for them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
do
mean,
that.
I think after a while they like people food better than animal food, like dog
Oh,
food
it is
or
better for them.
kibble.
Yeah, but my cat it has a long, yeah. I used to give him halibut. I know I'm crazy, but
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
but now has a urinary stuff going on. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, he's on a diet.
Yeah.
He has to, unfortunately,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I think
know.
it's
I know that
green.
there comes a point where we feed our pets or whatever, and it's at a point where we sort of have to stop it because they're just going to keep eating, right? Whatever we give them, they're just going to keep getting bigger and bigger.
But dogs are like that. Like
Yeah,
cats are not. I know dogs like, oh yeah, but you have to be careful with the dog. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
that's true though.
yeah.
You're right.
Well, Ladon, I mean, I've really enjoyed talking with
Same
you
here.
today. It's been an absolute blast. It's been
You're
an honor.
awesome.
I've
Such a
been looking
pleasure.
I've been looking so forward to this. I
Oh,
know we've chatted,
I
amongst,
know.
between each other before, but this is the first time like actual one-on-one.
I know. It's been so long.
I know it. I know it. I know it. So, yeah, I mean, thank you so much for being on my
Oh my
show.
God. Thank you, Simon. I'm so grateful, and such a pleasure talking to you. I feel like we haven't talked for like forever. It is awesome
We
time. I
got,
had a great time.
yeah, I mean,
So
we got
so much fun.
yeah, we got so much to talk about that we want to let everybody else know that yeah, that if the if Zoom went on for like 24 hours a day, we could just keep going on for 24
I
hours.
know. That's I know.
So 20
But we need to
like
do this again.
that's right.
I'd
Like
love to do
what
this
does they
again.
say? 24/7, 365. We could keep going on. It's the it's the 24/7, 365 edition of the Edward S. Redcars Entertainer Chat Show with special guest Ladon Whitmire of TSLW Productions LLC from Atlanta, Georgia. So so yeah,
We
thank
should do
you.
this again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, for
It
me
was a lot
too,
of fun.
and I'm sure everybody out there that's listening, they had a ball too. So yes,
Thank you so much.
yeah, you're welcome. And thank
Thank
you for
you.
coming on my
My
show.
pleasure. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
So yeah, so everybody, my name is Edward S. Redcar, and I'm the host of Edward S. Redcar's Entertainer Chat. Today, I've had the absolute pleasure of speaking with Don Whitmire of TSLW Productions LLC out of Atlanta, Georgia. A writer, a director, producer, executive producer, amongst all other things that we've been talking about. And yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to have all of you watching and listening in again today. So stay tuned for upcoming episodes, and be sure to see the episode that I'll be uploading to my YouTube channel of Ladon's interview today. So be sure to be watching my Instagram, Facebook posts for upcoming announcements for that, and also on Ladon's pages too, the reposting of my posts. So until next time, everyone stay well, take care, so long, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.